welcome back to another full day of eating. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Nisha. I'm a busy mom of two. I work full-time job and I'm a part-time fitness trainer while I maintain all my social media channels. So if I can make health and fitness work on a vegan diet, I believe so can you. On this channel, I love to share my healthy plant-based recipes that help you stay on track with your fitness goals and as well as making you feel good on the inside. So if you are into health and fitness and you want to look good in your 40s and beyond, then consider subscribing to my channel. So without any further ado, let's get into today's video. I absolutely love peaches, so whenever it's peach season, I look forward to eating peaches and make this overnight peaches and cream oats. I made this recipe on my YouTube video before. I'm going to quickly show you guys again how I made this breakfast. It's such a treat in the morning. You really feel like you're having a dessert for breakfast. It's so delicious and it hits the spot. Hey guys, I also wanted to jump in here real quick and answer one of the questions that you guys sent me over on Instagram. The question is, how do you stay on track when you are attending events or parties? So I will share some of the tips that I implement whenever I attend many events during any time of the year. Number one thing I do is I make sure that I eat from home. I am usually the only vegan when I go to any of these events, so I know that I'm very limited with my food choices. So I will always prioritize my protein intake and veggies intake from home. So I will make sure that I have a really nice, decent meal before I go to any of the events. That way I will not be hungry and I will not be overindulging on any of the high calorie foods that are going to be there. Tip number two, depending on what type of event it is, if it's a potluck type of event, I will make sure I take my own healthy dish to that event. And that way, at least I know that if I don't have any other food options, at least I'm bringing my own dish. That way I know that I'm taking my own dish and that is something I can eat to stay on track. Tip number three, I try not to drink my calories. So another thing I like to do is when I attend these events, I like to take my own sparkling water. You can take your own big sparkling water or can of sparkling water. That way, if everyone around you is having their favorite alcoholic beverages or juices, you can stick to your own 0-calorie sparkling water. To make things exciting, you can just add some fresh fruits if they are available at the event, and you can just put them in your sparkling water, and you can add some ice in there to make it look pretty. That way you'll be guaranteed that you will not be having any extra added calories coming from drinks. Tip number four, you want to make sure that you work out at least 10 or 15 minutes prior to attending that event during the day. If it's later on in the day, you can get up early in the morning and get some sort of cardio or movement in. What that does is it really helps you set the tone for the day. When you get active early in the day, it really helps you stay on track and stay motivated during the rest of the day, so all the decisions that you will be making will align with your goals. And my last tip is to enjoy your time with your loved ones. Life is too short to be always worrying about staying on track with your health and fitness goals. Once in a while, you can let yourself loose as long as you indulge within reasons. Don't go overboard. If you've been craving a piece of cake or a cookie for a while and you haven't had it, go ahead and enjoy yourself. And let weekends be one of your high calorie days so you can adjust your calories during other days in the week. So if, for example, if you know that you have an event coming up on Saturday, you can have maybe 10 to 20% less calories Monday to Friday, and then Saturday can be your high calorie day and you can enjoy yourself at these events. These are some of the tips that I implement when I know that I'm going to be in a calorie deficit and staying on track with my health and fitness goals. I hope these tips will help you on your fitness journey. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments. And if you would like me to cover any other topics on my next YouTube video, please share them in the comments below. Don't forget, if you find value in today's video, to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps grow my channel. So let's continue with the rest of the video. For lunch, I made these epic TVP burgers. I made a big batch of these so that I can use them throughout the week. I used all these ingredients. Just a quick FYI, they turn out a little bit mushy on the inside, so if you don't like your burgers to be mushy, then feel free to skip out on adding black beans to this recipe and add maybe slightly less onions. If you do that, then your burgers will not be as mushy. But also just know that once your burgers cool down after cooking for about an hour, they are completely fine and they're no longer mushy, and they get even better as they sit in the fridge and you use them the next day. There's no mushiness to them at all. To start, you want to rehydrate your TVP. I'm using about 2.5 cups of TVP and I'm just soaking it in room temperature water for about half an hour. And while that's soaking, I'm prepping my other ingredients. This is tamari sauce. I'm using about 2 tablespoons, 1.5 teaspoon of maple syrup, and miso paste, liquid smoke, and then I'm going to give that a good mix and keep that aside. And then I'm going to move on to my other ingredients. After about half an hour, drain out all the excess water from TVP. Use a fine mesh strainer and use your hands to squeeze out all the water, and do your best to squeeze out as much water as possible. We want TVP to be really dry. Once TVP is nicely hydrated, you will notice that it expands in size. So not everything may fit into your food processor. It didn't fit in mine. So in that case, I left some TVP on the side in a bowl, and then I added the mixture onto that bowl, which worked out fine as well. And here I'm adding some potatoes, red bell pepper, and all my other ingredients. And once again, if you don't want your burgers to turn out mushy, go easy on the red onion and skip black beans. And here I am using cilantro. Feel free to swap that out with parsley. And then I'm going to add nutritional yeast, and I'm adding some walnuts. Feel free to add your breadcrumbs later on. You don't need to add them into the food processor, as you can incorporate them later once you transfer everything onto a nice dish. This is how they look once they're fully baked. They turn out perfectly. If you let them cool down for about an hour before eating, they will not be as mushy. I didn't wait and I was eating them right away and I found them to be mushy. And once again, if you let them sit overnight in the refrigerator, the next day they're not mushy at all. And they look beautiful on the inside because of the beets that we used. It gave it a nice bright red color. And I'm using Ezekiel buns to make this burger. Ezekiel buns have additional 9 grams of added protein just to increase the protein content. I ended up adding an extra patty to this burger later on just to increase the protein content, and I also was taste testing, so I ended up eating an extra patty, and they were very filling and satisfying. I had them with some dill pickles on the side. I love dill pickle. They were such a hit in my family. I hope you guys will enjoy them as much as we did. And bit later on for dessert, I had my favorite peanut butter ice cream. I shared this recipe on YouTube Shorts last week. If you haven't made this yet, I highly recommend it. It was delicious. Dinner was super easy as well. I made this Caesar salad. I am using this sourdough bread and I'm going to make croutons. I'm just chopping them up into small bite-sized pieces and then I'm going to lay them on a baking tray and lightly spray them with avocado oil and sprinkle it with some garlic salt and just bake it until they're nice and golden. And while that's getting ready, I am going to chop up lettuce from my garden. I have so much lettuce growing in my garden and I absolutely love it. I get to enjoy fresh lettuce from my garden. So I am using that for this Caesar salad. To add protein to this salad, I am using seitan. I've been making this seitan slightly differently. Instead of baking, I've been making them into big patties and I boiled it in water for about half an hour and then half an hour I transferred it back to the oven. I find the texture this way turns out really good and it tastes very chewy and delicious. It's really tasty to add to your stir fries or to your Buddha bowls or to your salads. So just before using it, I air fry it for about 3 to 4 minutes at 400 Fahrenheit, and that's it. For my Caesar salad dressing, I'm just making cashew based dressing. You can add some capers to this dressing, but I didn't have any, so that's how I'm making mine. And I've added some dried chives to this as well. This cashew dressing turns out super creamy and tasty, and I keep it a little bit on the runny side so you can adjust the water quantity based on how you like it. And if you're allergic to cashew, you can substitute it with hemp seeds. This Caesar salad was so easy to put together. It turned out delicious and it was just perfect way to end the day. And after the Caesar salad, I had some fresh lychees as my dessert because why not? And lychees are also one of my favorite fruits. And that was it. That's my full day of eating. I hope you guys enjoyed watching today's video.